MK, and I am here with another Stretch the Sketch layout for you guys today. And today's sketch is from Page Maps of May 2014. Oh my gosh, I almost said 2024, but that hasn't happened yet. Anyways, I am combining this with my Kit Conspiracy kit for week 3, which is the 49 Market Everywhere collection. It's actually called Vintage Artistry Everywhere, which is down in the description box down below if you guys want to check out a couple other stores that offer it. There's not much left of this collection available because it's I want to say it's old, but in the scrapbooking industry, we all know what that means. All right, so I'm showing you guys the ephemera bits that I have chosen, a couple of the cut apart sheets that I picked out. I cut apart the the cover for the collection papers. And so I'm using a couple of those, mostly die cuts from the pack. So I'm not going to go through every single one of them. It's just I picked out similar colors because the papers that I'm going to be using has a lot of color in it. So I wanted to dull it down by just going with the darker blues for this particular layout. I also chose these rub-ons from the rub-on pack that we picked out for this Kit Conspiracy kit. And then Ticket Montage is going to be one of the papers that I picked. I really do like this side too, but I'm going to end up, because it matches the other paper that I picked, but I'm going to end up using this Ticket Montage. And then this is the other piece that I picked. I think it's called Cart Postal. No, it's not. I can even see that it's not called that. But anyways, it's got the postcards on the other side. So because I'm stretching this and I didn't really have a whole lot of papers left from this kit from making several more layouts, I picked out this Close to My Heart wood grain. I happen to have 2 sheets of this, and it's from a 2020 wood grain pack that they had. And Close to My Heart does not hold on to their papers at all. Once its time has come, it's come and gone, and then that's it, you guys. So if you guys are interested in papers like this, I would say keep an eye out on the website. And if you like it, grab it. If you don't, then don't. But don't hold off and wait, because their stuff only lasts 2 months and then they move on to the next kit and collection. That's just how Close to My Heart operates. So first thing I did was I accidentally cut off too much, because I measured it that it was going to go all the way around the layout. And I was like, oh no, I didn't want to do that. Shoot. So I'm just going to go with it. I'm going to pretend like it never happened. I think it's only 1/8 of an inch off from what I was going to originally do. But by the time that I'm done making my layout, I don't even notice it anymore. But my first cut was my mistake. So I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing over here with this gorgeous ticket piece. This was one of my favorite pieces from this collection, and I'm going to cut out all of these tickets, not individually, but as a section, so that way I can pop it up and make it stand out a little bit more from the paper. I'm also going to distress all of my edges once I use these packaging pieces to help me pop it up. Now, I saved all these packaging pieces. Clearly, most of them are Christmas. I think what I did to dwindle down some of my Christmas stuff is I went through and poked out all of the chipboard pieces so that way I could put them in a baggie or something. I'm not really sure how I ended up with so many Christmas chipboard negatives, I should say. Also, too, I ended up, I think it was several Simple Stories collections that I ended up popping out and doing whatever with, just to help me reduce the bulk in my collection bins. Okay, so I am scuffing up all of the edges of my papers except for the center piece, because it's supposed to look like a 2-page going all the way across, like it spans all the way across. But like I said, I wanted to draw interest to my tickets, so I'm going to scuff up the edges around that as well. And then I've already put the chipboard negatives behind it to help me pop it up. So going to go ahead and I run out of ATG tape, you guys. I apologize. So I'm not sure if I showed you guys the photos, but the, oh my gosh, I am so sorry. I'm not feeling very well, in case you guys are curious. So it's taking its toll on me trying to concentrate here. But we went down to Hawthorne, and there is an ordnance museum, which is basically a museum for military weapons. It's actually really cool if you guys are into that kind of thing. And they, every now and then, they switch out a special item. I don't really want to say it's always this or always that. It's a special item. One time it was a tank, then it was a British tank, then it was a helicopter. Now it's this truck. And so this, they call it a deuce and a half. My husband told me why at one point in time, but you know, I wrote it down and that was it. So I actually do journaling on this one for you guys, but normally I don't do journaling on the camera, but it was just about the truck. So I do end up doing that because I didn't want to forget what it was. I just forgot what it was before I came live. So anyways, it's an I want to say it's an M26 truck. And of course the M stands for military, and then the 26 might stand for the, you know, the style of the truck, or that it's 2 people in the front, 6 people in the back. I have no idea, you guys, in all honesty. The military always has a code for almost everything that they do and a reason why they name things what they do. But the kids were super excited. The best part about the Ordnance Museum is you can't really hurt anything. You know, they don't let you touch the weapons in the building, but when it comes to the tank or the helicopter or this truck, you can't hurt it. It's built to last. You know, they always tell my kids it's military grade. If you break it, you know, then we're going to let them know that they have a flaw in their design, so they can fix it, because that's the whole point, is it's supposed to be unbreakable, right? So they let the kids, you know, climb in and out of the truck, the tanks, the helicopters, all that stuff. And I mean, obviously they're not destructive, but they, you know, for picture's sake and check out, you know, what it's like to sit in, you know, in a very uncomfortable old military truck, by the way. But yeah, they just get an idea for it, right? Back in the day, my husband was a mechanic for the military. He didn't this one predates him, right? But it's kind of cool that the kids can relate on the type of vehicles that my husband possibly worked on, or similar and relative to what he used to work on. So it's just, I just think it's neat that the kids can identify with that and kind of get a glimpse of what Dad used to do, or you know, anything like that. So I think it's really neat, and they get a kick out of it. We always stop by this Ordnance Museum every time we run through. It's in Hawthorne, Nevada, if you guys are interested. But we always stop by, so that way we can, you know, just go. Well, for one, I like to go see what they have new in, you know, in the yard. And they have drones that they used to fly overseas, so that way, you know, they didn't send airplanes in blindly type of stuff. Those things are super cool to go and read about and check out and all that stuff. They've got a Jeep in there that has a couple bones in it. They bought those Halloween skeletons and dressed them up into military uniforms and makes it look like they're driving. They just have a blast, you guys, and it's all volunteer work. It's all retired military folks. My grandfather used to volunteer over there, and so they know us. I get to hear great stories about my grandfather. Every time that I walk in, it's almost like they know who we are. It gives me that warm, fuzzy feeling when I go in there, you guys. It's awesome. All right, so I haven't even talked about the sketch at all, but I flipped it just so that way it worked on my photos. But then I realized I really liked that banner piece. and I wanted to add the banner piece. So instead of having little sprinkles and dots, because I felt like they were going to get lost in the background, I went ahead and I just used those rub-ons to, scatter across the page and whatnot. And I put my title down at the bottom instead of up at the top. It just worked better right there. My title is "Oh, the Places Will Go Together," which I think is pretty cool. I love that title, you guys. I really, really do, because it's just so true. I love traveling with my family, in all honesty. I wouldn't want to go anywhere else. I wouldn't want to go anywhere by myself. The kids have always been great companions for traveling. I used to travel with them by myself, down for spring break when the husband didn't get the time off, all that stuff. And they've just always been really, really great travel companions. It is just so awesome. They're always up for, hey, can I show you guys something at this tiny little town over here? Lovelock's got the Locks of Love, which I love sharing that with them. And then they check out all the locks and what's been engraved on some of the locks, and they like to find the oldest lock. It's really cool. Winnemucca has some cool things to go and stop by and see, and these are all on the way to Grandma's house, and so it's kind of like micro adventures just to get to Grandma's house. And then, of course, Grandma lives by the river, so my kids are all water babies. Like, all of us are water babies. And so, it's full on entertainment, even when the river is, I don't want to say it's dried up. It's never actually fully dry. But the banks are, it's real down. So it's more like a creek than a river. And even then, my kids still find a way to entertain themselves and enjoy themselves with that. But it's just super awesome. So the title, I would put this on every travel layout that we have, because I love it, you guys. I really, really do. So I went ahead and I put the banner piece down, but my banner was a little on the short side, so I added a word on top of it just to give it a little bit more interest. This is when I'm writing about the truck, so that way I don't forget, because of course it's on this tiny little note, and I know myself, I will throw the note away before I actually put it on my layout, and then not have a clue what that is. And then I have to ask my husband again, and he'll be like, well, didn't you already ask me? Because now I don't remember either. It's just, yeah, it's one of those things. So, of course, because I added my favoriteest twine in the whole wide world over on the right page, I felt like I needed to add some to the left page. So I went ahead and added a little bit of that, and I like to put little dabs of glue to make the twine stay where I want it to. So that way, when you stick it in a page protector and all of the bulkier items kind of rub up against the top of the page protector and then shifts everything, I don't really like that, because then the twine doesn't lay where I wanted it to. So I go ahead and I just put little teeny tiny dabs of glue and hold my finger down on the twine just a little bit, to get it to stay in place, and then it's forever frozen in time, right? So that is my layout for you guys today. Thank you so much for listening to me ramble. Honestly, I really enjoyed using all of those layering pieces that come in the die cuts, because I didn't mat my photos, which is weird for me. I like matting my photos, but one of the things I did do, because I felt like, it was appropriate, is I scuffed up the edges. I distressed the edges of all of my photos. Now, with my edge distresser, it is a little, it's a little on the be careful side, because you can gouge into your photo quite a lot. So I'm very careful when I scuff up the edges of my photos. I usually use my edge distresser to get it to go, and then my fingernail to get it to shape, if that makes any sense. So anyways, that is my layout for today. I do look forward to seeing how other people stretched or shrunk this particular layout, because I had a blast making it happen. I did technically only do a 12 by 12 layout, but then I did a companion page to go with it. Does that count as a stretching the sketch? I would think so. I'm going to call it does. Anyways, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I truly appreciate it. Also, I have a couple links down below for the Facebook group and Janet's channel for Kit Conspiracy, and all the other wonderful people that are playing along all month long with our Kit Conspiracy. I think that's fabulous, you guys. I really do. I'm having a blast with that. So, all right. Thank you, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.